What is up, YouTube? Let me get some things going here for you. Let me get some things fixed and some different things set up. As always, right here as we start, we are starting just a little bit earlier than what we usually do. We have somewhere we have to be here in a little bit, unfortunately. We have a son to pick up from work, right? He ain't driving yet, so should be well over and past the driving age, but he's not driving himself yet. So anyway, we got to go pick him up before long. So we got some time, but that's why we started early, right? That's why we started early. We're trying to get everything set up. You folks know me, it takes me a few minutes to get everything set up. All right, so chat is open. We got our cup of double Java. I wished I could get this to go back a little bit further without this clamp popping off, maybe. That would be nice. Let's see if we can't scoot this back just a little bit further. Yeah, I feel that's a lot. Much, in the words of someone much gooder. So anyway, welcome back to the show. Welcome back to some appreciation night right here, where we take your comments from throughout the week and everything. So looks like we are buffering up here. I don't know what my signal's doing, so let me make sure we're up and good and going. The computer loves to do its thing, so if y'all can hear me out there, I will be right back. I'm still keeping it live as we're going. I just was definitely so it says we're connected. We'll wait and see what it does. I think it's the internet overall, so we'll continue to go on just like it is streaming like it's supposed to be, and go from there. But I still got to wait for it to pull up on my screen here in order for me to be able to do the read the comments. So let's do this. Over here, click this and see this opens this up and gets us to some another screen. We'll see. If I have to, I guess maybe I can use my phone to read it. It's gonna be a little bit of the live act chat. Somebody had already put something in the chat and I didn't get to see it because it kicked me out of the system, and now it does not want to allow me. So we're gonna cover. Come on. So let's see what we the old live on the phone setup here. Let's turn this down. Let's go to live and see what we got. Says I'm live right now. Let me click this and see if we are froze or what it's doing. It looks like we are still fine. So how am I today? Coco Taco 333. I am doing great. It has been a great day. It started out kind of as a depressing day, to be honest with you. We'll get into that a little bit. Today's the day I had to go to the doctor for the scans on my feet and x-rays and on my knee and everything for stress and stress fractures and stuff like that. So we had some good news and we had some not so good news, and then we had some good news once again. So I'm not for sure how it's gonna work, but we'll figure it out as we go. And we're trying to get this to load, folks, so that we can do the service for the reading of the comments and stuff tonight. The area, like I said, we was hit by some very severe storms. So in saying that and being hit by those storms, we've had trees down, power lines down, cables down, internet's down in a lot of places. We got places that roofs are off of it, trees are down. Today, trails were closed. I mean, it was a big deal today. It really was a big deal today. I mean, that storm came through last night was pretty hardcore. It woke me direct out of bed at about 1 o'clock, 1:30 in the morning. And so it was fairly rough. Cannot connect to this network. It will not let me connect to my own networks. I'm not for sure what is going on with that. It says connecting. We'll jump over and see. So anyway, we want to get into some comments and everything. So I'm going to be bouncing back and forth on my phone here. So I'm not sure how this is going to work because I've never had to do it this way. So if you're brand new to this channel, I usually have up here everything set up ahead of time where I can read it. I already had that set up where I could read it ahead of time. The computer decided that it was not going to let me do whatever, so we're going to do a restart as we try to get into this tonight because, unfortunately, like I said, we started a little bit early because we have to go pick up our son here in a little bit from work anyway. So, what state are you from? I'm from West by God, Virginia. West Virginia, and for people who goes, well, I know where Virginia's at. Where's West Virginia? Well, West Virginia's right beside it and everything, and I'm so sorry about the big belly shot that you're getting here on camera. We will scoot this up right there just a little bit. We will try to get and push this back and scoot up and adjust it as we go. That way we get a little bit more of what we're used to versus that big leg back in the chair belly shot, right? But we are from West by God, Virginia. Right here on the East Coast, and one of the things that we go to other states, we go to other places, and in other states, and they're like, I've heard of West Virginia, or I've heard of Virginia, or they'll say, well, Western Virginia. No, West Virginia. It's its own state. We have our own color on the map too. It's amazing. It's purple. So that was 5 days ago. So let me go from, let's see, today is Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday, Sunday. So yeah, that'd be about right. So that would have been 6 days ago. It's too far back. So we're going to start with a very interesting topic tonight. Has the computer's trying to boot back up, right? Has us trying to do its thing. We're going to start with a very, very interesting, what I feel is probably the most interesting topic we've had on the show so far in the comments. So apparently, because I do YouTube shorts as well when I'm out on trail, if I see something I think it's going to be funny, maybe it's funny to me, maybe it's not funny to others or something, but I put something out there because YouTube shorts is a weird thing. I'd done it before, and when I did it, it was so I tried it again, and it was yay, you know. So at the same time, I'm trying to learn it, different things. But when I'm out on trail, if I see something funny or different things like that, I'll take a picture and I'll do a short video. Like I ran across a sign that said it had no bicycles and it had no horses and whatever, and it was under the no motorized vehicles allowed on trail in West Virginia. And I just found it funny that they consider a horse a motorized vehicle in West by God, Virginia, right? So I was like, so apparently you can't bring your horses on trail. I don't know. And people loved it. People liked it. I had like over 1,700 views. It was my first video to ever break 1,000 views, right? And so I stuck with that format and done things. Well, about 5 days ago or so, I was in doing a trail. And I was in Fayetteville, West Virginia, and I ran across a dog sign, you know, in the park type of deal. And it was talking about, and it has for doggy bags where people walk their dog over there. Hey, clean up your dog poop, which I agree. If you're going to have a dog, clean up your dog poop. You know what I mean? But it was a sign nonetheless, and the way it read, it was just kind of funny because it had like a little bit of a rhyme thing to it. And it talked about how dog poo is pollution. And so, not saying, and I understand the context of what they were saying when they were saying pollution, okay? I understand in what context and what and everything that they was considering that pollution. I got it, okay? So, but still, I made a video and I put, so In the video, I put something like, so dog poo pollution is the problem for the ozone? I don't know. Like that. Something very simple. And for the most part, there was over 900 some views. For the most part, people didn't have an issue with it until one person. And one person came on there and put, and like I said, this is 5 days ago. And I want to answer something else that Laura L. had said before that. But anyway, put, dog poo is pollution because it is disgusting and smells. If you can't clean up after your dog, you shouldn't own one. So I simply just replied, right? I just simply replied, you do realize the video was making a joke. Laugh out loud. Simmer down. It's okay. I'm sure the ozone is okay with the little bit of dog poop we have, whatever. I won't say the cuss words, but our man Broccoli on here, he put, dog poop is dog poop, not pollution. Just sucks a step in it. Even worse, your dog, if you're barefoot, clean up after your dogs. And I put, you know, I can relate to your post. And then, you know, they went on, he goes, well, it's not really, the guy that posted earlier, he goes, it's not really the ozone it's affected anyway. It's the aquifer. It's when it gets in the ground and the wells and stuff that messes up our water, blah, blah, blah. Listen, it was a joke. Okay, it was a joke. And that person and a few others apparently went on to have some issue with the YouTube short. One person had actually even messaged me, found my Facebook, because you can find it right on the link, and messaged me and said, hey, do you mind taking this down, because this is really not a good topic to have. This is not a good look for you. And I was like, so how long have you been on the how long have you been subscribing? How long have you been on my channel? And they just kind of ignored me, type of deal. And so I was like, okay, not taking it down. Obviously, they're not really a subscriber. They're somebody that's a scammer. And so, yeah, we're not taking that down. And so I straight up, you know, and I don't get political on here. You folks know I don't. So, you know, I straight up Candace Owens them and just ignored them and said what I needed to say about the short and went on. And that's not getting political, but if you know, you know. So, yeah, so that's where we're going to start out this journey, right? That's where we're going to start out this journey. As I'm looking back at the screen, it looks like I'm starting to get things kind of fixed again, maybe up here on screen, so we can get through this. Yep. Let's see, 5 days ago, so we'll go back to that. That's what I was talking about. That was 5 days ago. Yep. So that was the whole dog poop thing, and that was Ashriel comment. Ashriel, we appreciate, you know, your comments and everything right here on Take a Hike with Jim, however misleading. We appreciate them, and they are welcome, and you are welcome here. But it was a joke, haha, laugh, laugh. It was not meant to be taken, you know, that seriously. I guess I can understand where some people would. Yay, the computer's back up, we got it going. I guess we could see where some people would take it that seriously and go from there. But anyway, so going on. So, so me going up. So, Miss Lady L, Laura Evan Lee Ashley, but I call her Miss Lady L, because y'all know I always time to get her name mixed up. She had a video that she had released about common questions 2026 through hike questions, and we watched that video, right? And one of the things she was talking about was her start date now. We was talking, or she was talking about how she's not going to release her exact start date. But in saying that, right, and different things, so I made a comment on her post about it, about how the people that are aggravated about the dog poop, it's like they're tracking me down or whatever. I made some kind of a joke about it or something on there. And so her comment was, Laura Evan Lee Ashley, laugh out loud, you're so, LOL dead, you're so funny. Yes, start dates are too scary now, says a young lady. On my hike today, I listened to your newest video. Where'd it go? Where'd she go? She disappeared. Tag, nap. Oh, yep, nope. Yep, nope. And we got some chase life in there, yep. So it'll be fine. I listened to your newest video, and I gave you a shout out on Instagram, but you don't have Instagram yet, do you? No, we do not have Instagram, and I lied to her because I told her we was going to have Instagram within that day or the next few days. I still ain't got it, so I'm sorry, Lady L. We will get it going. But if you're just tuning in, sorry about the technical difficulties we're having here on the show. We've had some bad storm stuff, like I said. But welcome out to the show. And if you're new here, give us a subscribe and a thumbs up as we do subscription appreciation tonight. Chase Life put, I like your plan. Well, the highlight for me for my through hike was staying at Emcole Lodge. Not cheap for sure, but what a nice place. The views out the windows. So he said, so I had the car take my stuff up to the lodge. I day packed through the visitor center, registration, the arch, and then the falls, sipping scotch. Sounds like a plan to me. I am all about a damn good scotch, right? Skipping scotch. They have a good pour. He put it in parentheses. So there we go. In the lobby and meeting many other through hikers was great. Many of these through hikers we would see a number of the times later on trail, so it was a nice start. Breakfast next morning was awesome. Then hiking under 9 miles to Springer just felt great. Now you guys on the read. We're going to continue to go on. So it's been up in the air whether or not we're going to do the through trail or we're not going to do the approach trail. I have just decided, I know it's a waste of miles is what people call it, different things, and I know it's strenuous, and I know there's, blah, blah, blah. I know I've heard both sides of it. I think because I don't know if I'm ever going to get to do this again like I want to, or whatever, because I'm going to start it, I'm going to finish it. That's not what I'm saying. When I say I want to get to do it again, I don't think that walking the Appalachian Trail once is going to be enough for me. So, not just the one time, but I just don't think that once is going to be enough for me. I'm already sitting here going, I might want to do a southbound afterwards. I don't know. So, in saying that, I think I'm going to go ahead and just knock out the approach trail so I can say that I've done it. I think I am. And there's somebody else that I've met that is starting out March 10th, staying at the lodge too, I assume. So, maybe we can hook up and knock out that part together and get to Springer Mountain, get up to shelter, get set up, and then there go our separate ways or whatever. One's faster, one's slower, whatever the case may be. But in saying that, I just thought it was really, really cool that somebody was starting the same date as me. And the other day, we had somebody out there that was talking, Hammock, I think it was talking, one of the subscribers here was talking about the bubble is getting big for the end of February into March, and it is. And I was talking yesterday at Waterstone Gear Supply Store here in Fayetteville, West Virginia, as I went over and I ordered my Thermarest mat. And here's the thing, I can get my Thermarest mat off of Amazon, I can order it off the internet, have it shipped right to my front door. But here's what people don't understand, and I do because I've had small businesses, like two or three of them. And small businesses depend on local support, right? And when you don't have local support, you don't have a business. And you get kicked back and different things from these different stuff. So even though you can order the gear yourself, if you have a small mom and pop shop in your town that's an authorized dealer and they don't have it in stock, you're going to have to order it on the internet anyway. Go to their store, see if you can't help them out, go ahead and order it like we did at Waterstone yesterday. They can get it in about the same amount of time as you're going to get in your house. Plus, it's going to give that little mom and pop store a little bit of kickback with the company or whatever. And it goes a long way, right? It really does help them out. And then give the store a good review. Waterstone is phenomenal, and they got several people that work there. The one young lady works there, I keep forgetting her trail name, but she's head of the media and all that stuff right there in the store. So she turns around and she's a through hiker of the PCT. She's done the PCT. I mean, her talking, all the time when I go in there. But she's like Lady L. I can't ever remember her name. I'm going to have to take and dub her an initial too. But anyway, so in saying that, me and her was, doing some talking and different things. And the other gentleman piped up. It's rolling back. It used to be that it seemed like the AT really started kind of in February, through February, March, and into April. And that was kind of your 3 bumps and phases. Now it's starting in January. And my hat's off. One of our subscribers, you know him, I know him. Wolfie is starting out, so we'll be rooting and watching for Wolfie for updates and stuff as we're preparing to go into our own through hike. So thank you so much, Wolfie, for all that you do. He went on a cruise. He didn't even invite us. What do you folks think about that? He didn't even invite us. He didn't even think to be like, hey, any of y'all want to go on a cruise with me? We could have went with him. All of us. We all could have went with him. Anyway, so, and yeah, Natry's Inn is further up north. I stayed there, recommend it. Chase writes, I was planning on staying at China and Sunsets this year on my hike. they converted to an Airbnb. I really want to stay at the Sunny Bank in Hot Springs. I had reserved rooms, but as I approached the Hemlock Hollow Hostel right off the southern Cookie Lady, they called me to say they had an outbreak of COVID, so they was canceling all the reservations. I had to scramble with limited cell coverage to book alternate places. The trailer was full, so I ended up getting a cabin at Hot Springs Resorts. I miss Laughing Heart! Exclamation point. So evidently somebody they had met. It sounds like that Chase went through a heck of a time right there. That little scramble that they had to do with the hostels and everything. So anything can happen. So let's take a lesson from that. Plan your hostel stays and your on or off trail stays and your zeros, Neros, all that ahead of time. Plan it out and always have an alternate and have like a backup. In this case, he needed a backup for his backup for his backup for his backup, right? So on your to stay list, I would suggest Stamnos, Glasgow, Angel's Rest, Woods Hole, Whirly Feet, Hamlet Hollow, Natural's Inn, Uncle Johnny's. That's a place I plan on going. I've heard of that. It's pretty famous. Boots Off. I plan on that. Burkle's Garden, beautiful. And one of my most favorites, the Marion in Marion, Virginia. Marion has shuttles for off-trail crossing your interstate, just call shuttles-based trips. Suggest $5. I tip $10 for a longer shuttle. I decided to spend some extra time, an extra night at the Marion and restaurants in town the next day. Woods Hole, Whirly Feet, Uncle Johnny's are right on the trail or a short walk. You can also walk to Angel's Rest. They have a cool blue blaze from the shopping center in Pearsburg, Virginia. Hemlock Hollow, you hike right off the trail. Look for the pink sign to the Cookie Lady. I can't wait to meet this Cookie Lady, right? So we're going to get to my weight here in just a second. But to the Cookie Lady, can't wait to get there. And she calls for a pickup. Smalls in Glasgow will pick you up and drop you off many places. I slacked with them for 5 days and did almost the entire Blue Ridge Parkway with Smalls. Don't miss Scotty's Pizza in town in Glasgow. So, not the only time I've heard of Scotty's Pizza. I heard an honest review from Dave something or other. It was on TikTok. He done one there. And he gave it a pretty good, one bite challenge type of thing. It was the same place I'm thinking of. But anyway, so we need to look them up. The pizza place in Glasgow. And I could go on about the hostel experience. I was surprised how much I loved the part about my through hike. And then he put, of course, many more up north like Shaw's, but those are the more southern ones I stayed at and really liked. I have a few I would not do again. I've heard that as well. He said, I also start from Springer doing 8 to 10 miles each day. That was enough. By the time I was on the Smokies, I was able to do more. Leaving the Smokies was my first 20-mile day. I was glad to be out of the beautiful Smokies. So, So, once again, Chase coming in with a lot of information, talking about a lot of the things on trail, a lot of the hostels. Thank you so much for all the information about all the amazing hostels. So I'm trying to get more information about some hostels, okay? So this is going to bring me to the now, my weight, and different things like that, okay? So they're starting me on the weight loss shots and different things like that. Now I'm going to do them up until March to when I get ready to go on my trip. If I've lost the required amount of weight, great. If not, I'll start them when I come back. Or we was looking at the storage and the use of them and different things. So, I don't know. I'm thinking that I could possibly do it on trail. It might be a little bit difficult to give myself the shots and do stuff like that on trail. But it's the storage of it. So, we're looking at how I would keep that medicine cool enough. So, if you have any ideas, let me know. Cozy Trails 17 right here. What's looking forward to your smoky strategy as you release those videos. Keep shining bright. So this goes on, and like I said, I think that this was for Lady L's channel, but so we went ahead and read it anyway from Chase, because we like Chase as well. So we went ahead and read that right there off of Lady L's video, right? We stole one of her comment, people were like, sorry, but Chase belongs to us too. Chase is nice, Chase is a good people, and Chase had a lot of good information about hostels, and we stole your information. You're just going to have to deal with it, Lady L, okay? It is what it is. All right, moving on. So, we watched Ramdino talking about spreading out and doing different things on his channel and expanding to cover more things of the trail. We got our first person that's doing the East Coast Continental Trail, whatever, so it goes on up through into Canada, on down into Key West, Florida. He plans on, I think, covering that person's journey, so congratulations to them stepping out. The majority of that goes to the AT, as y'all know. Be watching there. So, JB Not Lost Thank you so much for commenting. Here we go. So the other day I put out there my gloves wasn't sufficient enough and I needed some good gloves, right? So JB Not Lost put on there, I forgot my gloves a few years ago on a section hike and swung by the REI and picked up a pair of the REI Polar Techs. Been using them ever since. Not Arctic or anything. Used them in the low 20s and it seemed to work. Excuse me. Worked for them. He said they're $30 online, and they also have nylon rain nets. Because the gloves I got, the gloves I've been using, just to be honest with you, right? They have been gloves that I purchased over at Lowe's. I was just there and I had the opportunity, and it was cheap, and I grabbed them, and I just needed a quick pair for whatever, because I couldn't find my other gloves. I still ain't found my other gloves. I'm pretty sure my dog ate my other gloves. I know it's a lame excuse. We've been using it since we was kids. My dog ate my homework, but I'm pretty damn sure the dog ate the gloves. But anyway, so saying that he did, you know, he's just he's a big dog. So yeah, so we're looking at gloves. And then we was talking about gear in one of my videos. I was talking about my, knock knock, surprise surprise, my Sky Goat hoodie, which has its first hole due to wearing my pack, right, already on it. So I was just letting Sky Goat on the video kind of understand that that's what was going on. I was still ordering gear from them. I still love their gear, and it's a really small hole, but it is there, so I'm gonna have to do something to patch it on the eventually, or it's gonna, you know, unravel or do whatever. And Jason Scott Carter, which is our local hiker here, he put Squawk is good too, a little bit cheaper, a little bit better on the wallet. So I'm looking to Squawk as well. As you folks know, I am a huge supporter of Sky Goat. I think Sky Goat is my absolute 100% most favorite pair of anything I got. And when I say pair, now I got two of them. So is my most favorite piece of gear, period, right? I love it. So Sky Goat, you can't go wrong with it, but I am going to look into Squawks just on it too. So Sparky1549, who's always late or never on time, comments that they love the new intro music that we came up with. We was doing some experimenting things. We changed the logo. We still have that logo. We just went back to the goat and the original picture, and I'll get to that here like now, and what's going on. So we had a more commercialized, cartoonish looked goat thing made for not only t-shirts, but we was looking for our own separate logo, basically because I really liked what Wolfie done with his channel. So I was like, I like this. It's a great concept. Wolfie's got the cartoon wolf there with the moon and whatever. I was like, cool. So I wonder if I can do something like that with the goat. So I put it in ChatGPT. We came up with a awesome logo design. I changed it on YouTube. I changed it on pretty much everything that has anything to do with the channel. And so then I was like, cool, we're going to put it on the intro of the videos, and we're going to change the intro music. We've done that. Sparky seemed to love it. The algorithm at YouTube seems to hate it. And we lost like 5 subscribers like that. And we had some different edits that I think led to losing those subscribers as well in the video. So I'm going to address this while we're here on the subject. We had put some, you know, like modern art where it says subscribe, click the bell, you know, whatever. Everybody should be numb to that, so I know it wasn't that. But we had started at the very bottom putting images of our merch and where you could get our merch and different things on there, and what was going throughout the video. And I think it bothers people. So we're taking that out. We're jumping back over to the original intro and the original music. I was going to do a trail today, but it just wasn't safe with everything going on in the woods today. A lot of power workers and stuff like that out in the woods, because all of our power lines run right through the woods and the mountains here. And there's trees down, there's power lines down everywhere, there's roofs off the housetops. I mean, this was a very, very, very serious storm last night, you know, for us to do whatever. And Kitty Meow Meow has decided to make her annual weekly appearance right there to try to knock the camera down. So anyway, we're taking all those changes back. We're taking all those changes back to what they were, and kind of a reset. Other than in the videos, you will still see the green screen subscribe here button, all that stuff. I think it looks more professional I think, yes, we're kind of numb to it, but I think it looks more professional than just having a text bump on the screen, whatever, and going from there. But the minute we changed back to the GOAT, we started gaining subscribers back. The algorithm started picking up our videos and sending them back out. So I don't know. YouTube is so finicky, and the algorithm is so finicky. I don't think it has nothing to do with the subscribers as much as it does that dang algorithm, right? That algorithm is so finicky. So if you have any comments about the algorithm and different things, you can drop them in here. Chat is dead tonight. We've had Coco to drop in a few things to try to get things going. It is dead. But Sparky didn't, like I said that they loved the intro music. We loved the intro music. We loved the new intro. We loved all that, but it just didn't work out. It goes from there. So Thunder Gaming 515. No way. I'm starting on March 10th as well. Hope to see you out there. So, yep, we're starting the same time. The same day. Hope to see you out there. Maybe. And I hit him up. Said, hey, you doing the approach trail? Like, yep. I was like, boom, doing the approach trail. So I don't know. Maybe we'll get some stuff there. We'll be shooting some footage and different things too. We're looking for a phone mount for our phone versus our GoPro. I think I'm still gonna get more on my phone than I am my GoPro. I don't know why. I just do. I'm gonna have my GoPro with me as a backup and to do some things. But I still think if I can take that phone and record with it, we're gonna be better off than what we would have if we'd done the other. As always, we appreciate each and every one of our subscribers. So if you're new to the channel tonight, give us a thumbs up. If you like our content, hit that subscribe button. We're trying to get this in and out. We got to pick up junior night. Plus, we got Oklahoma versus Alabama. Spend my dollar. Parked in the holler. Whatever. I can't sing the song. I know the football program, and that's it. Roll Tide, right? I want Alabama to beat Oklahoma so bad tonight. And I'm not even an Alabama fan. So anyway, if you know, you know. So yeah, we're starting 15 too. So then we get into One Adventures, and we're cutting into a lot of information starting from here. So we are going to dive right in and do this quickly. So One Adventures commenting on Wolfie's video. So I'm just getting to watch this video 10 days late. This is my experience with zeroing. Listen to your body. The biggest thing people don't plan for is overuse and injury. Good feedback and comments on what it is on zeroing and the reason why people take zero. So I forget who it was, Chase or one said, hey, every 10 days you need to plan on possibly taking a zero or a Nero at least every 10 days, and maybe a little bit more, because you're going to have the heat bubble, you're going to have severe thunderstorms, weather, flash floods, maybe even a hurricane come through. We've had Helene come through before, right? So you never know when you're going to have to take that extra time off. So but always listen to your body, and that's what the zeros are mostly for. And over injury, I think that's one of the things that was starting to happen with my feet and my knee, that I was hitting an over injury wall, so to speak. And in saying hitting that over injury wall, jump back and forth with shoes, different things, which we're going to do a gear review of my shoes this week. You already know a lot about this brand of shoes that I got, because I went back to them. We got some other gear and stuff we're doing. We got a lot of gear reviews this week coming out. So we got some new gear. But anyway, take a zero when you're hurting. If it turns into a double or triple, take them. If you don't, you'll go home in the end anyway. So that's right. So make sure that you're giving your body plenty of time to heal, right? The AT is an endurance hike, not a race. And so that's important to remember for any of us or anybody out there that's doing this and is going to be doing this. Appalachian Trail, it's not it's not a race, it's a marathon. And it's up to you. It's up to you how you approach it, right? And I plan on taking my time. I don't have nothing planned past really the first day. So yeah, if and when you make it there, you'll be let's see, there's not a race. As far as the fear of the whites goes, One Adventure 831 puts, if and when you make it there, you'll be a hiking machine. It's boot camp and you'll be over and be ready. Don't worry, explanation. So for those that don't know, my biggest fear since wanting to do this and starting out doing this and heading into doing this, my biggest fear has been, is, and probably will be until I get there, is doing the whites and doing the presidentials.
And that's my biggest fear of the trail. I've done a video on that before and everything, and people put in comment chat, we might get into that a little bit. We're going to continue to read on. But he tells me not to worry about it. He says, by the time you're there. And I've had other people tell me, too, don't worry, you're going to have your trail legs underneath you by then. Anyway, Jim, so don't worry about it. You know, and I've had people tell me, Wolfie, I think it was, told me, said, hey, you're going to go through some places in the Smokies that it's going to get you ready for that. He said, trust me. So we'll see. We'll go from there. I learned yesterday a thing that I didn't know either as I was watching some videos, and I thought I've learned a lot by watching a lot of videos, but this is the first video I'd ever heard it, that through hikers, especially coming through the spring, they know that they want to be up to the summit of whatever trail they're walking that day and down the other side by noon, because even if the weather ain't calling for a thunderstorm, chances are they can get lightning and thunderstorms, so you don't want to be on the peaks. You don't want to be on the peaks, period, anyway, when the thunderstorms hit. If you do, you need to know, especially bad storms, either how to get down the tree line or how to get out of that situation or how to hunker down. So we're going to have a thing on that as well. He said, you will soon learn the most of what you see on YouTube will not necessarily apply to you. If it is possible, do 8 to 10 day shakedowns. It's not how many miles you do in a day or two even. It's how many can you do after a 8 or 10 day body when your body's tired and is slow to recover. He put, I was a 50-year-old thinking I was a 20-year-old, mine. Rude awakening for him or for them. So yeah, so you know, very, very good point. You know, it ain't about can you get out there and do it today. Chances are I can get out there right now and I mean, me and Jason, we hike all the time. He does his hikes, I do mine, but we get out there and we hike all the time. And I know this belly don't really show it, but we do. We get out there and hike all the time. So, like I told the doc today, I'm comfortable. I can go out and walk 8, 12 miles right now. You ready to go? And, you know, it just is what it is. So, anyhow, but can you do it consistently day after day after day? And I think in the back of my head, that's why I've been training the way I've been training, which is day after day after day. He goes to comment about a trekking pole tent. He goes, I believe that is, because we talk about my trekking pole, we talk about the Gossamer too. So I believe that is a trekking pole tent. So if you're expecting cold or rainy and climate weather, lower your poles, you'll lose headroom. But you can get the edges closer to you if not touching the ground. This will prevent drafts and the rain from entering your sleeping space. So that's a good thing too. You can lower it down to get it closer or whatever, and you just gotta be careful. You don't want to touch some condensation walls because you're going to get drenched anyway. Still a good comment. And then Thunder Gaming reapplied to us at 515 there and said, yep, that's where I'm going. Brock says, my friend did the whites in Crocs. Wow, that's killer. AT walk and talk late, but here. Hi, Jim. What's up, AT? Don't worry, I started early because with the bad weather and the wind and the rain and the bad storms here, my friend, and I think that you said earlier, I think, was it you that said that y'all had some as well? Yeah, my son gets off at a certain time, so probably I had to start a little bit early tonight because I will end up having to most likely go with the wife to get him. Maybe not. We'll see. One Adventure Thing continues to comment. As far as hiker boxes go, Foxy's always worried about hiker boxes. As far as hiker boxes go, from Georgia, Virginia, there will be plenty of food and gear in them for hikers who quit. So, this is because we're talking about, and we was talking about a part of one of the videos, and plus on Wolfie's show, where we've heard about hikers who have come on trail and kept their food budget, kept their gear budget, everything down through the hiker boxes. And so this is a good comment, and he's telling us where to look for. He's telling us where to look for it right here, and where to. So, One Adventure says after Virginia, the hiker boxers start to get slim because those people will be the ones who will make it to Mama Katahdin, right? Plus, by the time you get there, you will realize how little you need to live, and you will start to experience the real meaning of freedom. So before Virginia, coming through Georgia, the Smokies, and in North Carolina, stuff like that, ladies and gentlemen, let's make sure we check those hiker boxes, ditch anything we need to ditch to help other people out, but also pick up anything we would have to maybe even pick up, and go from there. If you're just now coming into the channel, thank you so much. Give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed the content, and subscribe to the channel. Show us some support. So, there's been a big big issue been going on, and wouldn't you know it, Lady L is the one that started the controversy. Anyway, I don't know what I'm gonna do with this girl. I don't know. Anyhow, so she's starting trouble. I don't know. But anyway, so in her video, she done a short. She was talking about shoe sizes, and the reason why she don't buy extra shoes and go ahead and plan extra head is because she spoke on a phenomenon where she said your feet will grow and stretch. And I had made a comment that my feet would probably not grow or stretch any more than what they have because I'm completely flat-footed, and to get them any flatter, you'd have to go back to middle school. And so she laughed, we joked, cried, whatever. And then one adventure comes on and goes, well, he went from a size 13 to a 14. And you're going to see up here where there's somebody else that says that they went, and when they bought their shoes, they was bought a size bigger, or sold to them a size bigger, said you'll grow into them because your feet grow. I'd never heard of this as in an adult. There's Lisa goes outside. Hey, Lisa. I never heard of this ever in an adult, that our feet are growing after we're full-grown adults. So I'm thinking, okay, I guess it could happen, but I don't understand it until I had to go buy my shoes. So I had to buy a half a size bigger, and really I need even yet another half a size bigger, but these are going to work for now. I bought some yesterday. I could have went with a 12 and a half, which would have been a full size from 11 and a half, right? So, and we're going to do a gear reveal shoot this week, so you have to wait. But Marion110 commented. Marion110 commented, hope you're having a good day, Lisa. Beautiful day for a hike. Fingers crossed. It's not a stress fix. I fractured both of my heel bones in 2018 and had to abandon my Camarno, Carmino, I don't know what that is. Biggest contributing factor was the excess pounds I was lugging around with my pack weight, and fractured boots allowed me to stay mobile. I've since lost 50 pounds, and all my feet issues have resolved. I will maintain my IBW to continue with my distance walking. Get a diagnosis and do what you have to get your feet and self fit. Good luck. So, Marianne110, you'll be happy to know, did go to the doctor today. It does not look like it is stress fractures, okay? So they are not thinking that at this point it is stress fractures, but I do have some excessive feet swelling. I do have some what we call spurs that have popped up, I guess, on my, like the side of my knee, which is kind of weird, and they're very sensitive, sore to the touch, and it was due because of how my feet were, and I was walking and over contributed one side to the other, blah, 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 a lot of medical stuff to it. But it was because of the extra weight, but not because of the extra weight in my pack. So here's the thing, I hadn't been weighing myself because I weighed myself, let's see, I'll get to this in a second. I weighed myself, and I had been losing weight. I went from like almost 300s down to 280s and into the mid 270s, and I hadn't been weighing myself because I have felt great and everything. So I've been starting having a problem with my feet and everything. I know I ain't been losing a whole lot of weight, but I felt like I had been losing inches. And by the camera, you can tell that is a lie. Maury called and said the survey came back, and yeah, it didn't turn out to be factual. So anyway, I go to the doctor today, and the first thing I step on the scale, and I'm not afraid, you know, like I'll share this with you folks. I stepped on the scale and it's 294.6. My freaking heart dropped. I mean, it dropped. It was like, are you defecating me? And so I went in, talked to the doctor, done the x-rays, done all their stuff. They're like, look, it's a weight management thing, walks through your diet, and I did. They're looking at medication, maybe doing some changes and stuff there. But overall, it's a calorie deficit thing. And she tried to say it was because I was eating way too much popcorn. My wife says that's not the issue, but even though it's like butter popcorn, that it's not the issue, and I'm tending to go with that and different things. But she did recommend that maybe I start taking the weight loss shots. So, but they couldn't give them to me there or even talk to me there, so I had to go make an appointment with my VA doc, and I did. And my VA doc is getting me in the process. We're going to read the comments real quick and go from there. I sent you a comment on the science behind it. It's crazy how they get bigger. I go on the shoes. I go full size bigger when they're second pair. First are authors and they're half size bigger, but they never last long. To those shots, if it's cold out, you'll be fine, as they just need to stay cold. But make sure you like the pen when the Dow, as syringes will be impossible to carry. Well, the syringes wouldn't be impossible to carry. I would have to carry a sharps container, and then I would have to do some different things, which it is what it is. But we'll get into that in just a second. But on the shots, so I go to the VA, the shots, they're like, hey, check it out. This is what we're going to do. You got to watch this 2-hour class. You watch this and we'll get you started. He said, then I think, you're going to be happy with the weight loss that you see. I said, well, how long do I have to be on? He said, as long as you want to or as little as you want to. He said, but you're starting a trail in March, so maybe an issue there. I didn't know until just now when she was talking about the pen, Lisa was. So I'll message and talk to them Monday about that and see what that's all about. The one that he was talking about start me on as far as the shot for the weight loss, it starts with a Z. I don't know. But anyway, he said he pulled it up and different things. The only time you got to keep it real cool in storage is before you first use it. After that, room temperature and different things. But it's going to get a little bit hotter than room temperature out there on the trail in places. And starting out, I don't think the cold is going to be an issue because there's going to be a lot of cold. So that would be fine for the first maybe month, 2 months. But then I would have to figure something out. So I don't know, Lisa, and I don't know if anybody else have any ideas out there how I can carry these weight loss shots or pens or pills or whatever they want to give me. It's going to be a shot, nonetheless, for me to help me lose this weight. And the syringes, it could be very, like you said, it'd be near impossible. I have a saying, impossible is nothing. I don't believe that anything's impossible. Improbable, maybe. Difficult, sure, but not impossible. I mean, I have a talking goat on my computer that's AI now. I didn't have that in school. But Lisa's right. Lisa's right. It would be very, very difficult and challenging. But yeah, I didn't know about the shoe thing. I thought everybody was out there. I'm not saying I thought people was lying. I'm just like, I've never heard of this foot growing. I've never heard of this shit. How does this happen? And come to find out, it's true. So I owe a lot of apologies. I'm sorry. I owe a lot of apologies. Real, real sorry. Let's go back. I think I just lost some people when I was talking about the shot or whatever. So, so once again, that troublemaker, Lady L, she comments again. And she was talking to us, and she said that I was right when it comes to members page. Yeah, on YouTube you have to have so many people, but Patreon is separate. She said she didn't think you had to have that. Hiking Dancer had it, Roadrunner, whatever. That might work for me, might not. So I got on Patreon, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I signed up, done all the stuff for the Patreon. It's out there. I'm not too whatever. So my son hit me up, and he was like, "Hey, yeah." I was like, "Yeah." He goes, "Check out. Let me buy you a coffee." I was like, "Huh?" So I checked it out. We're set up on there, and I'll set that up here toward the end of the video about that. So I'm using Patreon's there, but let me buy you a coffee is what the one I'm kind of liking and going with. I'm seeing how that works. I don't know. I have people that's been buying shirts at. Let's give it up. Hold on. Sold our first hat. There we go. And our first shirt was delivered early, and she sent us a picture. It was in the community section. If you'd like to see the original OG shirt, it's amazing. I love it. I have the best. I have the best subscribers of any channel. I'm just telling you, hands down. I don't care what anybody says. But one eventually replied back about the shoes and put, yes, it's a common thing. And then one of you put, I've worn 13 my whole life. Yeah, so it was one of interest said, wear a 13 for the whole adult life. Then we go to an AT. They bought a pair of shoes, sold them a size bigger, and grow into it, and they did. And see, that just blows my mind. It just blows my mind. So then it was a conversation. We done a real review. I don't know if y'all caught that or not, Lady Lisa and Lady L and AT and Brock. I don't know if y'all caught the video of the gear review of the orthopedic shoe, right? But anyway, so we've since have switched shoes. Orthopedic shoes are great. They do exactly what they're supposed to design to do, but they're just not going to be for us on trail. For me personally. So, yeah, so we had to make a change and go backwards a little bit. But we was talking about different shoes and everything. And Jason Carter comments, interesting. I've always used a mid-style boot for ankle support. Glad you found something you like that works. I'm glad I can use off the shelf pretty well. And he, as far as shoes goes, and he said, and I always go for waterproof when hiking. So here's the thing. We had the conversation. We was talking about the waterproof versus non-waterproof when it comes to the shoes. And the orthopedics for waterproof, I absolutely love that. The non-waterproofs is what I've been having. Over the years, there's pros and cons for both, right? And I absolutely love waterproof, but I ended up not going back with waterproof. So, just whatever. Sparky 1549 puts on there. It'd be interesting to see how durable they are. Talk about the Ortho Feet shoes. Do they have a vibranium sole? I don't know. They have vibranium sole. I didn't see it on the specs. I went back and looked. I didn't see it anywhere. He said, I haven't heard if you're using gaiters. No, I will not be using gaiters. At least that's not the plan right now. If you are, put some sticky hooks on the loop on the Velcro on the back of your shoe. That way they don't fall off or lose them. But I don't plan on wearing gaiters. So give me some comments or thoughts, chat, about gaiters. Come on, chat was doing good and then it got quiet. About what you think about gaiters. So then me and Sparky was talking about, and this is all on open community posts. None of this is private stuff. About the Speedgoat 5s and how they were the best shoe ever, and they were and are. And they ruined a dang good shoe by releasing what they said was a more improved shoe, which was a complete lie. I agree, the Speedgoat 6s are nowhere close to the Speedgoat 5s, but unfortunately they're the closest thing to the Speedgoat 5s. Hoka has said that the Speedgoat 7s are getting ready to drop. Matter of fact, I saw it for the ladies, but not the men's on their website the other day, where you can do a pre-order on it's like a tan looking Hoka Speedgoat 7. So it tells me they're getting close to the drop. So we'll see. Go from there. All right, so we got some time here. We'll get into some comments here with my buddy from overseas, Mr. Matt Josh 69. Now, Josh has a story about his name. No sand, no gators for me. See, that's where I'm at. I'm like, nope. I'm like, I can put up with the water. I can put up with mud. A little bit of dirt. I'm not wearing, like, if I was back in Iraq or Saudi Arabia or Dubai or even doing the Florida Trail, okay. All right. Yeah, gators, but no. But Matt Josh has an interesting story about his name, and you know what? It is what it is. But I want to clarify tonight as we go through so that y'all don't think ill of my buddy Matt. He says, hi, Jim. Thanks for the shout out. And I can add that the 69 in my name is my year of birth, laugh. He put, it's still the first email I was giving about 40 years ago. And he said, I've just gone with it. And I told him, I said, yeah, sure, wink, wink. But I told him, I wouldn't change it. I've had it for 40 years. Why would you change it? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. And then his profile picture, because I'm here to tell you, this guy has I found some Speedgoat 5s in a warehouse. I'll send you the link tomorrow. You are freaking amazing. Yeah, send me the link. You are freaking amazing. Oh my God. There you go. High five. Anyway, so, wait a minute. Did I sound like Barney Stinson? High five. Anyway, so, if you know, you know. But definitely not Barney. But, more like the lawyer judge guy, which ain't a good thing, right? Other than he's with the girl from Buffy. Anyway, sidetrack. Hi, thanks for a shout out. And I can add it, but like he said, he was talking about his shout out, different things. And he was talking about his picture, because his profile picture, Matt Josh, was. And I need to clarify this, because this profile picture, my man Matt Josh, I'm telling you, he was giving Magic Mike a run for his money. Just saying, right? Or at least that's what the drinks was saying. So, anyway, he took this photo when he was in Thailand when he was 41 years old. He said it was 16 years ago. And he's getting closer to the date of, as he gets close to the day leaving to resubscribe to YouTube. And he's going to make some different changes and different stuff like that. So, but anyway, so that photo was from a long time ago, right? A long time ago. And different things from there. And so that brings us to the now, right? It kind of catches us up for this week. That's going to bring us to the now as we get into stuff and talk about some things. So, yeah, I appreciate each and every one of you. Lisa, that was an awesome idea. So, Lisa, the pen. What all brands are there? Do you know? Could you drop me some brands that I can run by my doctor to see and different things? Or do I just need to mention, hey, it's a pen versus a shot, and he should automatically know, or the pharmacist should know, and go from there? And that way I can do some research there and go from there. Because Lisa feels been so tremendously helpful. And then also AT finding those shoes in the warehouse. Oh my God, lifesaver. So, yeah, we're hoping to get the weight off. That's where we're at. We've had people message us privately on Facebook with some conversation. I'm not going to get into that. That's encouraging us, and they're trying to find, and they're going through some encouragement themselves and different things. And you folks know me. I don't call people out. I don't drop names unless people tell me it's okay or want me to, or unless it's on the public site thing. This is another one of my problems. Coke, right? Yes, this is a 2-liter, but no, I've had this for quite some time, and it's flatter than my years in middle school. Just saying. Get the tick medicine if you can. So, the tick medicine. So, when it comes to tick medicine, you talk about the stuff that you soak your clothes in and stuff like you can buy over the counter at Walmart. That stuff, I'm not for sure what you mean by that. So, we'll see what you say there. But, so, this week the videos were down a little bit. We wanted to wait and see, make sure we wasn't overtraining. The shoes wasn't doing our feet justice. We got some rest, different things. Then today we was going to actually yesterday we was doing a trail. A made-up trail that we made up ourselves, but it was down the lake. It was a beautiful day and whatever. We knew the storms and stuff was coming in. So went down the lake and different things. Well, somebody called, and they actually bought one of something I had for sale. So I had to rush all the way back home, so I didn't get to finish that or do that. So we'll hopefully maybe get down tomorrow if the weather's permitting and start that process over to do that trail. And then I got some Twilight. I'm calling it the Twilight series, where getting up early in the morning and going out with headlamp and doing some stuff and doing some walking and different things as well. So yeah, I mean, we got a lot of things coming as far as that goes. Tick medicine, we'll have to look into that. He didn't reply back yet. So if you're just tuning in, hit that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up. We would highly, highly appreciate it. And go from there, right? So anyway, I got to start wrapping this up, unfortunately, because, like I said, I have to go get my son from work. We've had a great live stream, a great subscription appreciation night tonight. We saw a lot of familiar faces. Thank you all for those who have tuned in and everything. We've been going for about an hour. I like to go for about an hour and a half. But like I said, unfortunately, we have to go get Junior from work. So we have to factor in that. I don't like letting, can my wife drive and stuff in this? Yes. I feel more comfortable when I do that, because it's just one of those things that, I don't know. It's just, I feel more comfortable. So, we'll go get that. So, check it out. I wanted to share one more thing with you right here real quick. And this is not I'm jumping off the thing real quick. Let's see. Log in. All right. So yeah, there we are. So that's where we're at. I just want to check on one more thing before I logged in, whatever. So the videos are going back to the way they kind of were, and the format they were. And thank you folks so much for hanging out and hanging in while I was going through. Then ask your doctor to take it as soon as you find a tick. 2 hikers got Lyme. Oh, okay, like the antibiotic things for it. Okay, yeah, gotcha, tracking. I know what you're talking about now. Yes. And then plus there's a new tick disease out there that makes you allergic to meat, apparently, and it can make you allergic to other foods and stuff too. Maybe y'all have heard about that. It's pretty pretty serious shit, man. Excuse my language, but it is. Going from there. So always there, and statistically, there's more people taken out by a tick on trail than anything else. When you look at the numbers, it's there, and the numbers don't lie, kids. So protect yourself and get kids. Soak your equipment, soak your gear, soak your clothes. Make sure that you are wearing repellent yourself. And then, like you said, find a tick. Try to keep the tick, put it in a baggie, so they can take it to the lab and have it analyzed or whatever as well. And then also take the pills just in case. They would have to be carrying Lyme, right? Not that you can ever fully wipe out Lyme, but you can treat the symptoms and the things that comes with it, right? So from there. So yeah, we're going back to, man, I hope I didn't make Lisa mad. She didn't say anything else. And the numbers dropped right after I'd said something. I hope I didn't make Lisa mad. Lisa's such good people. But anyway, in saying that, where's that? We're going back to the way videos were. We're putting the old logo back up, which we have. We're doing other things via, like I said, there's things going back to the way it was. And we're going to get out and start doing more hikes. Hopefully tomorrow we'll get some hikes going. Hey, we got a thumbs up. Thank you. We're going to go out and do some more hikes, and starting tomorrow this weekend, try to get back out there. Some twilight hikes where we're using our gear and different things that has pertaining to can be. I'm going to start slacking down just a little bit, doing some treadmill, doing some gym, and doing some other things here. And we'll have videos on that stuff too. A lot of that'll be time-lapse stuff because it's just boring stuff. Who wants to watch a fat guy on a treadmill, right? In saying that, you know, we got a lot of things coming and a lot of things going for us here on the channel. But most of all, the thing I'm appreciative of the most is my subscribers. I couldn't do this without you folks. I couldn't do this without you folks and your support and your comments and the things that we can do. And it just, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And that's what these Friday nights are about. Reading your comments, reaching out, letting you know that you're there. See, says, gotta go. See ya. See you later, later, AT. Appreciate you. Be careful in the weather, right? All right, ladies and gentlemen, so that's going to do it for me, too. I got to go pick up Junior. I feel like I'm sitting here rambling at this point, and I don't want to ruin a good live, right? So, Tuesday night, we're going to be dropping tomorrow. I know we were supposed to already have it out. The 4 questions drop tomorrow morning about what it is we talk about on Tuesday night. So, them 4 questions drop tomorrow morning. Make sure you get on there. We still haven't reached 500 subscribers. So, over in the community section, what you'll have to do tomorrow morning, you'll have to get on there and see what the 4 questions are. And you'll have to cast your vote. 1, 2, 3, or 4. We're keeping the poll open through till Tuesday versus Monday, but we got them out a day late. And if we have a tie, we will make a random phone call and we'll ask somebody, hey, pick a number. They'll pick a number. We'll split it. And we'll go from there, right? So in saying that, right? Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you do the vote tomorrow. We'll see you out on the trails. Thank you for everybody that's donated so far towards the food. We appreciate it. We're, I think, down to 200 days now. I'll have to look and see. I have to do the math and put the new thing out there where we're at as far as when it comes to food and days for raising for food. So we'll see. But thank you so much, everybody. I only got one more question. I only got one more ask. I only got one more favor. Maybe.